Scottish Parliament votes for immediate suspension of tear gas, rubber bullet, and riot shield exports to U.S. Government export license records show that the US is one of the world's largest buyers of UK arms, with almost £6 billion worth licensed for export since 2010. The licenses have included £18 million worth of ammunition, including so-called rubber bullets, smoke and pyrotechnic charges, CS gas grenades, and tear gas. The sale of tear gas and rubber bullets specifically is conducted via an open license system, meaning the value of exports is not made public. In total, 3 separate licenses were approved for this equipment. Britain has also licensed £800 million of small arms to the US since 2010, a proportion of which campaigners say is likely to have been for police use. The exports have included assault rifles, sniper rifles, and other guns. Licenses have also covered around £2 million in security goods such as riot shields. The government's own licensing criteria says that exports should not be granted if there is a clear risk that items might be used for internal repression. The government has the power to urgently review licenses where situations change. How much of this export is actually made in Scotland? Oh geez, can't wait to hear the Twitter tantrum. The United K is a bunch of Antifa enabling terrorists and must be stopped. Very bad, very bad. Best words. And the world imposes sanctions on the United States for human rights violations. Why is the US importing these things in the first place? We're the largest arms manufacturer in the world. Are we the baddies? Dang, I was just trying an upvote grabbing one-liner, but I'm actually enjoying the discussion happening here. What about production? Man, those do-nothing Democrats sure have expanded their deep state. /s. Can we stop calling them rubber bullets and start calling them rubber-coated bullets? The former implies they are a lot less lethal than they actually are. Edit, I agree with /u/flaginum. We should just call them bullets. Why is the shit even being produced? What? Other countries will use them more judicially. Does the US even import any of this stuff from Scotland? I wonder what they will start using when they run out of that stuff. Scotland is just sound. Wait, so am I correct in thinking that America can make guns and nukes and other weapons of death but not tear gas, riot gear, rubber bullets, or other protective gear and non-lethalish weapons? If that in itself ain't a problem, I don't know what is. Why riot shields LMAO? I don't understand people on here complaining about how this doesn't help much or asking how many arms do we really get from Scotland. It's still support, no matter how small. I'll never understand why countries all of a sudden get alarmed when they see rubber bullets and tear gas being used on people during riots and halt all exports of those. Like, what do they think they were being used for in the first place? Duck hunting. Dear Scotland. Thank you. Didn't know Scotland made our riot gear. This is largely symbolic. They knew exactly what that gear was intended for when they sold it to the police departments to begin with. LMAO, they treating the U.S. like it's a third world country being ruled by a brutal dictator. Sounds like the police will get to use more real bullets now. They'll just start using real bullets. Look at the world. Treating the American government like the authoritarian regime they're acting like. It's good to see. Scotland, if you can find some way to export your voting system to the US, I'd start paying my taxes to you guys instead. Breaking, US Marine seize golf course in Scotland. Thanks, Scotland. I guess some countries still have half a brain. Fuck Trump and his terrorist tactics. US banned that to Hong Kong too. Hey, guess what the police would use when they do not have tear gas and non-legal bullets? Cool. Now stop exporting everywhere else too. Or better yet, stop producing it. It is a sad and yet lovely day when our friends in Scotland are helping the people of America more than the leaders of America. This is a nice move optics-wise, but practically I think the US will just find somewhere else to get this stuff from. They are one of the strongest economies in the world. The question I have is, when you take tear gas and riot shields from cops, won't they just start using guns? Police brutality has been going on for far too long. We need to come together with a unified voice to demand real and tangible change for the police. We must 1. Demand civilian oversight for all police actions. 2. Create equality before the law for police and citizens. 3. Encourage de-escalation tactics to save the lives of the people they should be serving. 4. Incentivize reporting because the police need to have a duty to the public. 5. Mandate transparency because when the rules are broken we need to know about it to hold them responsible. With these 5 points we can create a nation where the police serve the people. Sign the petition, https://www.change.org/p/US House of Representatives End Police Brutality, https://www.change.org/p/US House of Representatives End Police Brutality. Because that's what heroes do. Thank you, Scotland. Good job, Scotland. Thank you. Your contribution doesn't go unnoticed. I can't imagine that Scotland is a serious supply source to the USA of riot shields, or rubber bullets. With that being said, I do appreciate the gesture. Let's be very clear. If we, the U.S., did not use force and these measures, Minneapolis would be burnt down in its entirety. The White House would have been overrun, the fence knocked down, Melania raped, Trump hung, and sweet rapper 6ix9ine would be on the throne of anarchy kicking his legs up the president's desk calling for everything else to be burned to the ground for a fresh start. Some people want chaos. Some want a communist country. We forget how much reform we have already made, how many programs already exist, and how much progress we made and will continue to make. Without all this bullshit. Other countries believe we are the most racist country now, and it is not true. The president is not Hitler, and this narrative makes people hate and want to watch our country burn. If the virus and one man didn't get killed, we would continue to progress and build all of our futures for the next 5 years. Another president would be elected then, and we'd peacefully continue to move forward. This is an unnecessary revolution in 2020. We've had our revolution already. We have an infinite amount of other ways to discuss and make things happen today. Lord. U.S. uses riot gear for its intended purpose. Scottish Parliament, surprised Pikachu. Scottish Parliament leading the way since leadership from London has been absent since December. I wonder if we get more than 1% of those items from Scotland. Thank you, Scotland. I hope you get another independence referendum soon. The US is turning into a pariah state. These aren't the ancestors we need, these are the ancestors we deserve. Thanks to everyone in Scotland for not being cunts. Meanwhile, they probably export stuff to Saudi Arabia still. So there's that. Riot equipment used to tame riots. Shock, horror. What do they think this stuff is used for? While I'm proud of Scotland for standing up for what's right even when nobody else has stood up with them, I also know that police stations have enough tear gas and riot gear to fight riots for the next few years without resupply. Everyone should be held accountable, period. I could ask you the same question. Are you willing to lambast the actions of BLM, which have resulted in vandalism, rioting, destruction of private property and violence against police? I don't know how much this will really affect things, but from one US citizen, thank you, Scotland. TF is the police supposed to do? Watch and stand by while the rioters are burning down the city? Absolutely ridiculous. Thank you, Scotland. From someone who has inhaled entirely too much tear gas in these last 5 years, thank you. Fuck yes. Why is anyone producing tear gas? What are they supposed to protect themselves with when people are throwing rocks or shooting at them like in Philly? Some people just want to watch the world burn.